Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to my reading corner. I hope you're all doing well. This is my March TBR, which is going to be mainly mystery, or at least crime anyway, for March Mystery Madness. So I'm going to go first with anything I'm currently reading / about to start. So, currently reading. I've still not started this. I've read the introduction. That's it. I need to get on with this. I really want to read it, but the first chapter's like 30 pages, so it's like usually when I've come to sit down to this, I've been tired and I've been like, I don't think I'm ready for this at this point. So I do really want to read this. So I'm going to aim to read more of this month, since I've not read any this month. Second up is I'm also still reading Warren Ellis, Coming Alone. I'm really enjoying this. I'm not sure if it was blogs originally that he did, but it's like 52, so I'm like reading one a day, because there's instructions at the end of the day with an album, a book, a website, and a graphic novel as well. I think I've found one book I've got so far that I've read, and that's it so far, so lots to still delve into with this. Thoroughly enjoying it. I'm going to reread it next year, but let them albums sink in over the week rather than that's the album I'm going to listen to that morning or whatever. But yeah, really enjoying this. So I'll carry on with that in March. This I haven't actually started yet, but I think I've got about 10 pages left of the book I'm on, and then I'm going to start this tonight and then finish it tomorrow, I hope. It's only thin, but if I don't finish it tomorrow, there's no, great shakes. I'll probably read something off my list anyway to get into the mood of crime if I'm still reading this tomorrow. But I can't wait to read it. Again, not into film covers, but you've got Bowie on the front. I mean, can't really go wrong with that, can you? So that's what I'm currently reading. Next up, I'm going to just go from a pile here, which is off camera, of all the books I fancy reading. Now, I'm going to show a novella off first, and this is Sawbones. I got this from the library, so I thought, well, if I can finish it this weekend, I can take it back next week. I try and get library books, read them as soon as I can, and try and return them before they're due, so then, somebody else has a chance to read them, or I'm not forgetting about them and not returning them. So it's only thin, I think it's about 100 pages, so I don't think it'll take me too long, but again, it's only a novella, and just a little addition to what I plan on reading. What's it about, actually? Yeah, good. You know what I mean? It's alright waving a book about. They call him Sawbones, a serial killer touring America, kidnapping young women. The FBI is investigating but getting nowhere. The latest victim is Laura Jones, 16 years old, pretty, blonde, and the daughter of one of New York's most notorious gangsters. Laura's dad doesn't care about the law. What he wants is revenge, and he knows just the guys to get it. This time, Sawbones picked on the wrong family. So that sounds really good. Again, it's just a novella. So, March Mystery Madness. Now, this year is the 9th year, so it's all about the 9s. So I decided to pick 9 novels. I'm not necessarily going to get to all 9, but I'm hoping I get to at least 5 or 6, if not 9. I do have an exam next month, so I'll probably have a bit of downtime after that, more than I will before, but with crime I probably will try and get a few read anyway. So I'm going to start off with Mickey Spillane, One Lonely Night. This is the 4th Mike Hammer book that I've read the first 3, so I'm enjoying the series. I kind of as well with this March Madness TBR kind of thing, I didn't really want to start too many new series when I'm currently reading the Mike Hammer books, and there's another series coming up that I'm reading as well. So One Lonely Night is the fourth book in the Mike Hammer book. Mike Hammer series, sorry. Next up, I've also another Mike Hammer book is The Big Kill. Again, I thought I'll carry on with the series because I'm really enjoying it, and I've read the first 4 books. And then again, another Mike Hammer book, Kiss Me Deadly. And now the reason I wanted to read all these 3 is because he has a 10-year hiatus after this. I think he finishes in 1952 and doesn't start again until 1962. So I thought that was a good read up to there, and then that's a good pausing point until I carry on with more of his books. Next up is another series I'm reading, and this is the Matt Scudder Mysteries, and this is A Ticket to the Boneyard. This is number 8 in the series. I've read the first 7. I've enjoyed them all so far. Again, I'm not sure what this one's about yet, but it's another mystery or a crime kind of thing. That's what I was kind of going for with this TBR. Matt Scudder put the brilliant and elusive James Leo Motley behind bars for good, or so he hoped, because Motley went down swearing revenge on Scudder and anyone who knew him. 12 years later, Motley is out and giving his psychopathic tendencies free rein. No one is safe. Friends, lovers, and even strangers unfortunate enough to share the Scudder name. Each step in the resulting grisly dance takes the Big Apple PI one step further away from Al-Anon, I'm not sure what that means, and one step nearer to death. So that sounds good. It's crazy to think that was, it says on the back there, $5.99. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's crazy to see a paperback now that's $5.99 when they're all usually $9.99. That's in England anyway. Not sure what the price are like in the US or elsewhere. Next up, I have one I mentioned in my 20 books I want to read this year. It's Perfume by Patrick Suskind. I'm not sure if this became a series or not, but this is what I'm really looking forward to, especially like I think it's more like older, more 18th century, so more gaslight kind of book than modern era crime. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. This was a book I've saw it and I thought I really want to read it, so I decided to pick it up, even though I'm trying not to pick up books. But I've decided if I don't read it this month, then it has to go. So it's kind of like a library book in that sense, but it's one that sounds really good, and that's Patricia Cornwell's Postmortem. Now this is her first book in the Scarpetta series. I saw the cover and thought was interested. I like how dark it is, the cover. Like I don't mean the woman, I mean just the black and the greys and that kind of colouring, rather than it being bright, because obviously it must be quite a grippy crime, I imagine. So this is introducing Dr. Case Scarpetta. A serial killer is on the loose in Richmond, Virginia. 3 women have died, brutalised and strangled in their own bedrooms. There is no pattern. The killer appears to strike at random, but always early on Saturday mornings. So when Dr. Case Scarpetta, Chief Medical Examiner, is awakened at 2:33 a.m, she knows the news is bad. There's a 4th victim, and she fears now for those that will follow, unless she can dig up new forensic evidence to aid the police. But not everyone is pleased to see a woman in this powerful job. Someone may even want to ruin her career and reputation. So that sounds really good. To be honest with you, I mean, I've picked all these match mystery books and I have no idea what I'm going to start with. Am I going to read that? Am I going to read Perfume? Am I going to read Mickey's? I have no idea at the minute what I'm going to read first, because I can't decide. Next up, I've got P.D. James, An Unsuitable Job for a Woman. I did have a quick look before this video that she's done the Cordelia Gray series, which is this book and the next book in the series, and then she did 14 Adam Dalgliesh novels, Children of Men, and then there's 2 other novels. So I've not got many left to read, because I'm planning on reading Children of Men this year, and both Cordelia Gray mysteries are in this TBR, so this is a series, a full series, so I thought that would be good. One's quite a lot thicker than the other one, but they both look good, and I've had them on my shelf for a while. I do like P.D. James, and I thought it probably has that more cosy mystery kind of bent to it than the other books I've got in the series and in the pile. So that's that. That's all the crime and mystery, the 9 that was picked. I do also have this as well, which Darktown is another library book, which I really fancy because of the cover, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that as well. So if I've not got it to it by the middle of the month, I'll probably take it back to the library and then get it out another time. When my TBR is not as ambitious as this probably is. So that's Darktown anyway, so that is a maybe I'll get to or not. If not, probably another month, but like I say, it's a library book, so it's not taking any room on my shelves if I don't read it, excuse me. Next up we have I picked a non-fiction book, since it's kind of crime, non-fiction, crime. I saw this on my shelf and I thought, this might be interesting. My Life with Murderers. I've not read it before. I think my dad gave it me, to be honest. He usually picks up books and then goes, "Oh, do you want this?" I picked it up and changed my mind. So I ended up with it, and I thought, for this I might read it. The problem is, I looked at it, it was like no contents whatsoever. So I thought, because I was trying to figure out if it was different murderers, so then read about, say, that murderer and then that murderer, kind of as a palate cleanser between the novels I picked. But there's none of that, so there's 10 chapters, so I'm still thinking about doing the same, but I don't know yet. I might just read it all, because it's not that thick. It's a reasonably sized book, but it's not too thick. Anyway, I'll tell you what it's about. David Wilson has spent his professional life working with violent men, especially men who have committed murder. He sat down with all sorts of killers, sometimes in a tense interview, sometimes sharing a cup of tea, or something a little stronger, sometimes looking them in the eye to tell them that they are a psychopath. Some of these men became David's friends. Others would still love to kill him. My Life with Murderers tells the story of David's journey from idealistic prison governor to expert criminologist and professor with experience unlike any other. David's story is a fascinating and compelling study of human nature. So that sounds good, but I thought it'd be like, again, chapters about certain serial killers, and therefore I could read about one serial killer, then another one, rather than it being... But I think it'd be an interesting read anyway. So I've still got some more books to go. These are, again, carrying on with the Tarzan books I've been reading. I've read the first 2, and this is the 3rd one in the series. This is The Beasts of Tarzan. Now this is only thin, like this is, I think the last one was about 250, this is about 150, so it's quite 100 pages is quite a difference for a book, so I want to get this one read as well in the month, but again, I've no idea what to start with, but I probably will go for the crime, start off with, because I've got more crime than anything, start off with the crime before I get into this. But yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to reading and carrying on with the series. Next up, The last novel on the list is one of my favourite novels. It's one I try and reread every year, so it's one of my favourites, like I say. But I'm not sure. I have got an exam coming up, like I said. Not sure if I'm going to read this after that, because as a bit of a reward, and that is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I think this book is brilliant. You know, cancel culture is around us, and I think it's banned book this year as well. I'm not sure if this was banned or not, to be honest with you, but it's banned book 2024 this year, so it's one of my favourite books, and yeah, I can't wait to reread it, to be honest. But I think it would be a nice treat after my exam to read this, but we'll see. I'll tell you what it's about for those who haven't read it or don't know what it's about. Fahrenheit 451. The temperature at which book paper catches fire and burns. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to burn books, which are forbidden, being the source of all discord and unhappiness. Even so, Montag is unhappy. There is a discord in his marriage. Are books hidden in his house? The mechanical hound of the fire department, armed with a lethal hypodermic, escorted by helicopters, is ready to track down those dissidents who defy society to preserve and read books. The classic novel of a post-literate future, Fahrenheit 451 stands alongside Orwell's 1984 and Huxley's Brave New World as a prophetic account of Western civilization's enslavement by the media, drugs and conformity. I've read both 1984 and Brave New World. I've read Fahrenheit 451 and 1984 more than I've read Brave New World, so I would like to reread that at some point. Okay, so moving on to poetry now. I've been trying to read Bukowski, a book a month. This month it is the Murderously Madrigals. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is his early poems from 1946 to 1966. So I've got this for this month. I love the cover of that. Just the it's like a grey black and white photograph. I think photographs are brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to reading this and carrying on with that. I think I've only got a few more left. I think I've got up to July, basically, of poetry, and then I'm planning on going short stories and then into his novels, which I've read, but will be rereads. But I'm looking forward to reading this. It's slimmer than the last month's poetry anyway, but looking forward to that. Now we're on to the mangas. I only have 2 mangas, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm currently reading Golden Kamuy. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is volume 3. Really enjoying this series. Really clever. I think the concept of it is really clever. Basically, these people have tattoos of a map, and there's buried treasure, and it's like there was a story about it, and this guy now was in the army, and now he's looking to try and find it with this girl he's met up with. But yeah, I'm going to try and read one of these every month till I catch up. I'm well behind because I've only got the, I think, first 4. So yeah, got a lot to catch up with, I think. I'm also rereading Death Note. So this is volume 2 in the black edition. There's 6 of these. I read the first volume over 2 months, and I'm going to do the same with each volume. So I'm going to start this in March and finish it in April. But I'm really enjoying Death Note. I enjoyed it the first time around, so I'm looking forward to carrying on with that this month. Now onto the graphic novels, and the last part of my TBR. I'll just move myself a bit closer. So I started reading this year. I decided to reread Sin City as well. I think I actually prefer, I'm not sure if I prefer black and white now I've said that, but I think black and white you can kind of, I just find it's quite raw, a bit more raw, and there's like a bit, there has to be more depth to it. So I've decided to read Sin City again, but I'm reading it in, it's like a reading order rather than the publication order, so this is number 2, but as this is the 3rd month I've already read 2. I think I've read 2 so far. I'm not sure which ones I've read, but this is A Dame to Kill For. So I'm looking forward to rereading this again. It's Frank Miller, so really good stuff. I like Frank Miller. And then Warren Ellis again. This is Fell. I picked this up because I started getting into Warren Ellis through Transmetropolitan. I'm also reading the Coming Alone book with the blogs and the recommendations for books and stuff. So I decided to have a look on eBay. Well, that's how I found that on eBay, and I saw this and then saw that it said it was about crime. So I thought that's perfect for March, and it's only thin, but it looks, I love that cover as well, and I think it's just so simplistic it is, like the background and the man in front. Don't know much about it, don't want to know much about it, just want to get into that and enjoy that. Okay, I've got 3 more comics to go. Another long video. I wasn't planning this being this long, but this is Batman, A Death in the Family. I thought I'd pick this up because I thought Death in the Family, crime again, so, and it's Batman, and I don't think you can go wrong with a Batman comic. I read The Killing Joke last month, which I really enjoyed, so yeah, I'm going to carry on probably reading more Batman comics that I've got. Another library book. This is The Hot Rock by Lax, and it's a Donald Westlake thing. Donald Westlake is John Dortmunder. Crime books. I've not read any Donald Westlake, but I saw this in the library. I was looking for comic books in the library and found this. And again, I love how simplistic that cover is. Just the greys and the blacks and the whites. I think it's just so simplistic. I think it's really good. But that's only about, I think this is only about 100 pages, so I don't know whether to start off with something like this, you know, because I'm not sure it's, no, it is colour, but it's kind of like, quite like darker colours, like a bit more subdued was the word I was looking for. And then finally, the last thing I'm planning on reading in March. This is very ambitious. I don't think I'm going to get to everything, but I just think, why not pick some good stuff? So this is From Hell by Alan Moore. Now, I like Alan Moore. I've read like V for Vendetta. I think he did V for Vendetta. I hope he did now said that. I think, yeah, he did V for Vendetta. He did Watchmen. I've watched the film, but I've never read this, and I saw it and I thought, do you know what? I fancy reading it. And again, I fit crime, kind of Jack the Ripper. I also want to read The 5 Women or something like that, which is about the women of Jack the Ripper as well. So that's something I want to read. I think this is, yeah, that's in black and white. Just love how, I mean, that's so simplistic. I'm not saying the artwork's simplistic, but it's just, I don't know. There's something about black and white that I like. Anyway, that's my very, very ambitious March TBR. Let me know what you're reading down below, or if you have any recommendations for videos. I'm open to suggestions at the minute. I've just been doing what I'm planning on reading, or Friday reads and things like that, but I'm thinking about doing a top 10 video or something like that, or maybe top 10 favourite books or top 5 horror, or I don't know, but I'm open to recommendations and stuff, so, and suggestions for videos if anybody has any suggestions or anything they want to see. But that's my March TBR. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.